So my first year of college was a little rough. I was coming off of what was an amazing high school experience. I was president of drama club, I was at the top of my game, and I feel like pop culture tells you that if you have too much fun in high school, you've peaked, and it's all downhill, which is very depressing. So when I started at UC San Diego, I hadn't found my niche, and I was kind of struggling, because I really thrive on having a sense of community, and to be included in things is literally like my favorite thing. So it was hard. So there's an area of campus that's like this long walkway that you have to pass through a lot called Library Walk, where people hand out flyers promoting shows and recruiting people. And most kids, I feel like once you wisen up, you walk through staring straight ahead, or you pretend to be on the phone so you don't get harassed. But I did the opposite, and my eyes would like sweep the booths trying to get recruited for a club, hoping it would be my home. And I was like trying out all these different things, and nothing was clicking yet. So a couple months into school, I was walking down Library Walk, talking to my mom on the phone, literally in tears, but I'm a crier, so take it with a grain of salt. Talking to my mom, crying, wondering if I should transfer, because it just wasn't getting easier and I wasn't finding my people. And I heard music. I heard a guy playing guitar and singing, and it was so beautiful. And I saw this group in the grass, and they just looked so happy and at ease and kind of like what I was wanting. And the guy playing guitar was so cute and had long hair, which was and occasionally is a weakness for me still. And I approached them, and there was a booth in front of them with a sign that said Nature's Oath. And I started talking to the guy at the booth, and he was telling me that they're like a nonprofit, and they're all about embracing nature and lessening their carbon footprint and volunteering and art, and it sounded so idyllic and lovely, and they were so warm, and I thought, okay, these could be my people. So I was invited to a bonfire that night, and I went and I met more of them. I met David, who was the guitar playing guy, and it was so nice, and they just talked more about their vision, and I thought maybe this could be my niche. So I got home, I told my roommate Jennifer about it, and she was very suspicious. She thought they sounded super flaky, but she was rushing a sorority, so she was being hypocritical, so I got very defensive, and I continued going to their meetings. So the next meeting I went to, they told me a plan that they had, which was to target this professor who had written for a few conservative publications. And they wanted to paint his door red as sort of like a biblical reference. And I tried to explain to them that that didn't actually make sense, because if they're referencing the Passover story, the houses that were painted with red blood were passed over and were spared by the last plague, so it kind of didn't make sense. And then I realized that I was probably the only Jew in Nature's Oath, which made me chuckle, because my mom was like not so subtly trying to steer me toward the Jewish organizations on campus, which I also tried. But whatever, and vandalism, not great, admittedly, but I had never really done anything wrong. Like, I ditched a class in high school with my mom's permission, but then I went back to school because I didn't want to miss my theater class. So it sounded like dreamy to like do this kind of like guerrilla protesting, like it was so attractive to me. And I tried pot brownies with them, which was like super wild. And so it was great. So I kept going, and then my moral compass voice was trying to pipe up, but it's usually louder than my justifying everything and thinking everyone is nice voice, but they were like at war with each other. So the day of, or the night of the like door painting plan was approaching, and I check my email and I see that I got into this sketch show that I had auditioned for. And I kind of like assumed I didn't get in because it had been a couple of weeks, and I got in. And their first rehearsal was the day of the painting plan. And I took this as a sign, and I backed all the way out of Nature's Oath. And I was apologetic because I thought, I really liked them, but I had to trust my gut was that it was off, like it just wasn't right for me. So I did the sketch show and it was so much fun, and my college experience took off from there. And I really didn't think this was a story, other than maybe the pot brownie thing. But a few years post-college, I saw an article about cults on college campuses. And it spoke in part about Nature's Oath and how under the guise of being all love and light and peaceful protest and all these things was a creepy man, and it was basically a pyramid scheme. And they would target young, friendly people who were extroverts but really didn't find their niche, so they in turn could recruit other friendly people. And I would like to think that I narrowly missed joining a bananas cult because I was way too smart and savvy for that. But it's really because I got cast in a sketch show and it saved my life.
Give it up for Sarah Kapp, ladies and gentlemen.